am not asleep, I'm allowed, in my own mind, to go to chemical bedtime. Weed never made me, like, sleepy. Melatonin is for real. First of all, shout out to anything in gummy form. I will consume anything if it's a gummy version of it. But melatonin's for real. And I think melatonin's heavier for me than Xanax. Like, the melatonin dreams are very intense. Have I ever used a capo in my life? Occasionally, yeah, there's capos on some songs. Free Fallin', Queen of California, 3x5, XO, In the Blood. What else am I forgetting? Well, that's about it. That's about it. That's interesting. When you're super smart, you need a chemical bedtime. I kind of love being awake and alive so much that I get a little bummed out when it's time to go to black. Like, I'm a little bummed. No, I'm not high. I'm a little high. Hardly at all anymore. But by the way, can I just say something? And it's nobody's fault because it has yet to be established. I would hope that in the next few years it is deemed rude. Not that you have been rude, but I hope that in the next few years social mores are established so that it is considered rude to accuse someone else of being high. Let me tell you why. If you said, "Are you drunk right now?" it's kind of offensive. If someone said, "Are you drunk?" you'd be like, "What do you mean?" Because what it means is that you're not yourself and you're behaving in a way like it's meant to make you question your own behavior. I would like to, like, what if I had 2 glasses of wine tonight and I came back to my room and I laid here and I went, "I had 2 glasses of wine." You'd be like, "Okay, cool." But if I was like, "Yeah, I smoked a little bit at the show," why does that call everything I'm saying into question? Like, oh, everything gets an asterisk next to it. I think it's very strange. I think the difference between smoking weed and being a stoner should be the same width away as drinking and being an alcoholic or being a lush. So I think there's just too much put on this idea that if you smoke, you are somehow completely turning over your consciousness to some other sense of self, and it's just not true. It's just you widened or like slightly fuzzed up a little bit. But the same way that if you had 2 glasses of wine, you would be in a different direction. So anyway, let's just stop with the like, "Are you high?" in the next couple of years, because it's dismissive, it's reductive, and it's usually wrong. Okay, Chad and Maggie, you want to join this chat? This is not hard at all. By the way, shout out to this hotel, which here's something I always do when I get in a hotel room, is I do the internet speed test. And this needle got slammed so far, like to the edge, it like stopped, and it went like way beyond the speedometer. So I'm super psyched tonight because I will be downloading all manner of things only because of how much bandwidth I have. BitTorrent. Okay. But Maggie, it says you're unable to join. So you got to update your jam. But well, some people are unable to join, and I think it has to do with updating your John. Unable to John. What about a streetwear show called John Stars? And it's like people walking in like sneakers and streetwear stuff and jackets and Bathing Ape and Supreme stuff, and it's like Pawn Stars, but it's like the guy behind the counter is like, "Yeah, this is the Mike Tyson," or no, he wouldn't be blasé about the Mike Tyson Supreme thing, but he'd be like, "Yeah, this is Supreme thing from 2007. It was a capsule collection thing. How much you looking to get for it?" And the guy's like, "I was hoping to get $200." The guy's like, "Yeah, get out of here with that." You know, like I would watch that. I would watch John Stars. Complex, what do you think? John Stars? What time is it here? Jody, does time even exist? No, just kidding. It's almost 2 o'clock. Advice to young guitarists. Yes. Learn the whole fretboard. Just learn the whole fretboard. Learn the whole scale. Don't just learn how a song goes and only know a little pocket of the neck. Really get around. Really get around that board. So Maggie, I don't know how I can pull you in. Oh, you're off, so maybe she's updating. It must stop existing as the 20s fade away. I just forgot what we were talking about. The Kyoyuzen kimono. I have it stored away. Deep in the locker. Deep in the Visvim locker. By the way, I'm here to talk about Visvim and streetwear all day. My level of depth and desire to continue talking about these sort of material things, I think there should be a sports center for it. If there was a sports center for, like, I don't love sports, and so I don't really relate to the idea of sports center, but I do relate to the idea of, like, sports center about shit I'm into. I'd go nuts. If every night, how do I look hyperactive? Nike acronym Presto mid thoughts. Oh, the ones that I wear from time to time, the best silhouette in the last 5 years. Virtual high five. Caitlin, honor system. There you go. Guys, I'm thinking about doing a flip in a second. You know what I mean? Like, if I flip to my right, I'll be backlit. But if I flip this way, this is a little it's a little too casual for me, to be honest with you. I mean, this is intimate. This is actually the first Instagram Live I've ever done from a bed. So anyway, Declan Fletcher. That is a cool name. Declan Fletcher. Declan Fletcher. Declan Fletcher's beautiful. I feel like if your name is Declan Fletcher, you do like considerably better on dating sites just because of your name. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. What is my view on the afterlife? What do I think happens? Oh, I don't know. You know what I say to the afterlife? Surprise me. That's what I say. I say, universe, surprise me. We don't say surprise me enough. I can't, why do I want to know that? It'd be so exciting to find out what it's all about. I think I know, but I don't want to give it away. Washington, D.C. show was great. Do I like Ryan Gosling? Yes. Yes. That was easy. That was such an easy question. Does my own name sound like a brand to me? That's a great question. Yes. Not a brand, but it has its own connotation now that goes beyond person, and it's densely layered when I hear my name or when I say my name. Favorite actor? Oh, I don't know. Like, I guess the way to answer that question is to break down who would I, like, what's one actor where I would see them no matter what? I mean, Christian Bale's up there. If there's a Christian Bale movie, I'm probably watching it. Tom Hanks is a great actor. Shawn Mendes, one of the better actors in Hollywood. First of all, Shawn Mendes should be an actor. If there was a John Mayer cologne, what would it smell like? Oh, man. I don't know. Okay. Maggie and Chad are ready to join this convo. It still says unable to join, Maggie. I don't know why. Does anyone else want to join the convo? All right, now I feel like I'm preying on your attention span here. Mo, I don't don't see where you can join. Okay. Yeah, okay, so what is it that everybody that I like normally text with are unable to join? Okay. Well, all right, listen. I may have lost my will to continue. Let's go a couple more questions. I am not on Tinder. Never been on Tinder. One time, I went on Tinder as a horse. I started a Facebook account as a horse. And I actually did okay as the horse. Because the way in which I articulated myself as the horse was fairly good. I got around it okay. It still wasn't great. And it's suffice to say, I didn't meet up with anybody, but I did probably endear myself to whoever I was talking to because I was a charming horse. Can you find love on Tinder? Sure. Do I like to read? Yes, not books. Would I like to visit the Philippines? Absolutely. Farmers only. Seems very strange to have to confirm you're a farmer. I don't know what you would show to authenticate that you're a farmer. Because who would impersonate a farmer? This is my question. Who would steal the valor of being a farmer? Who would dress up in overalls and carry a pitchfork and say, I'm a farmer, and then be dressed down for not being a farmer? Get roundly excoriated for not being a farmer. Guys, I'm back. I'm ready to keep talking. Would I want Christian Bale to play me in a biopic? Which version Christian Bale? Because if you found out that Christian Bale was uglying up to play you, which I think like Dick Cheney has to deal with the fact that like Christian Bale is uglying up to play you, I think that would be a real slap kiss. In this case, a kiss slap, where somebody would say, John, really incredible news. The story of your life has gone to Hollywood, and you're going to be played by Christian Bale. But Christian Bale has to prepare by eating garbage and not working out. And he's going to method act by masturbating way too much and being selfish. And then I would be horrified. And then I would be horrified. Do I own a pair of Yeezys? Yes. Will I wear them? It's a little obvious, and I don't. And I also feel like I get a lot of love from Nike, and I'm a loyalist. So I just figure like if I'm not wearing Yeezys by now, I'm a Nike guy, and you got to choose your lane, you know? When you gonna find love? No idea. I'm just gonna be me, and stay groovy and see what happens. Under Armour is just not better than Nike, and you're just trolling. Do I like Kanye? Yes, I do like Kanye very much. Do I own Supreme? Yes. I have some good old Supreme. I've got some good old Supreme. I used to live down the street from Supreme, and I don't know if you guys know this, but there was a time in the world where you could just walk into Supreme. The doors were literally wide open. I mean, you just walked in, and they just sold skateboards and T-shirts and stuff, and we get really cool stuff. I've got the Richard Prince skateboards because it was like, those are the Richard Prince skateboards. I have the Richard Prince Louis Vuitton bags that came out during the market crash, and I was like, I'm getting those Richard Prince bags. And I was right, because no one has the Richard Prince Louis Vuitton stuff. But it's the jam. Thanks. Yeah, I don't search for... I don't know. Here's my take on love. You should pretend it doesn't exist, if only as an instrument to going on through life. So pretend it doesn't exist and let love prove you wrong. That's how I do it. Pretend it doesn't exist and let it prove you wrong. Kate, you're not the only person who said that they don't know what I'm talking about half the time. And this raises a question. Should I be offended that you think that, or should you be offended that I think I make a lot of sense and that it might be your reception of what I'm saying? So because of that impasse that we're at, that I don't feel like crossing, I'm dropping it. Own any baritone PRS? No, I don't. I do not. It would be funny if that really was Garth Brooks asking me that. What if it keeps proving me, no, it's not. It's true about love. It's true about love. Well, Patty, I'm not calling her stupid, just like she's not calling me crazy. You see, favorite Jeff Buckley song? Oh, man. Lover, You Should Have Come Over. It's a perfect song. It's a masterpiece. Lover, You Should Have Come Over by Jeff Buckley is a total masterpiece. Chad bought a sewing machine. This is all the more reason I want to connect, but you are unable to join. All right. Guilty pleasure, I have none. I stand tall in my pleasures. I don't hide behind the moniker of guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure is just a way to mitigate what you think is going to be other people's criticism of the shit you like. Not interested in that. Not interested in that. Huge fan of Paramore. Who's the prettiest woman in the world? That's a great question, fraught with peril on how you answer it, but it's a great question. I can tell you when the few times when I saw somebody and was like, this person is phenomenal. I mean, there have been times where I've seen somebody and just even architecturally, although architecture is interesting. I remember a few times in my life I was like, I can't believe this is real. And not in my personal life, but just like out at a party or something. Longest song I wrote. I don't know. I feel like that's really easy to look up. Do I like Family Guy? I like Family Guy. You know, it's really funny. I was talking with my friend about this years ago, and it seems to have stuck as something worth remembering. I want to date a girl who likes Family Guy but doesn't love Family Guy. I think you want someone to like Family Guy but not love Family Guy. And that's just the truth. My New Year's resolution is going to be, and this is serious, removing the things that I do or see, more importantly, that have a sort of deleterious effect on me that I'm not aware that it's having on me. So, and I admonish you to do the same thing. What I want you to do in December is just audit how you feel about what you take in. And I'm going to do that all December. I'm going to audit and take inventory of how I feel based on what I take in. Because we're responsible for feeding ourselves what we see and what we hear and the information we take and the conversations that we're a part of or the conversations that we look in on. And I'm going to, all through December, really take inventory as to how I feel based on what I ingest. And all of the things that make me feel bad are going to be deleted on December 31st. There is a lot of stuff that makes me feel ill that I have stopped connecting the dots as to what the impetus for it is, and I'm tired of feeling that low-grade emotional, psychological malaise. And I suggest that everybody do it. We're all guilty of being hooked in these loops of habit of ingesting things that make us sort of ill psychologically. And so I'm going to remove all of that stuff. And here's something I want to throw out at you. And I'm not suggesting that you think any further than just this observation. Pay close attention to events that happen on Twitter whereby there's a cycle of somebody tweets something, there is a powerful response to it, all on Twitter, and then Twitter does tweets about the response to the tweet. Pay attention to events that happen completely in the closed loop of Twitter, which means there is this impetus of a tweet that is either controversial or it stirs people up or it's wrong, quote unquote, or whatever way. Then people only on Twitter take umbrage with it. And it becomes a conversation. And it becomes, people are angry. Twitter. And then Twitter picks it up and goes, here's what people on Twitter are saying about the tweet. Just pay attention to things that happen only completely in Twitter. And just pay attention to it. That's all I'm saying. Just look at it and realize that the entire thing is synthesized in the box, is carried out in the box, and people are punished in the box. It's just worthy of mention. That's all. I call it Twitter bingo. If something began on Twitter, has its moment of combustion on Twitter, and then is reported about it happening on Twitter, it's called a Twitter bingo. It means the whole thing takes place in the matrix. And I think that it's worth pointing out what those synthetic situations are. And we need to ask ourselves, are those real things? Do those really matter? In what way are they important? Should we register them as a real event? Do they get the same amount of fervor from us? Do they get the same amount of attention? When something is Twitter bingo, I look at it and I go, I'm not sure if that deserves the same amount of emotional investment that other things in the real world do. Pay attention to Twitter bingo. Pay attention. All December. If you don't like it, cut it. So that you slide into 2018 with a mental diet that is healthy and makes you feel awake and alive and friggin' happy. Why December? Because, Maria, it precedes January 1st. So it's like the last month of the year, and what a long year it's been, and you use that as your R&D, your research and development, and then you can implement it right on December 31st. Do I ever slide in the DMs? Occasionally. All right, listen. I'm out of here. Am I going to drop a new album soon? Not in the immediate future. Jazz album, I recorded one, haven't cut it up yet. And how do I practice self-care? I'm pretty good at reeling myself in. I don't have that far of a radius before I bring myself back in. Okay, you guys are awesome. Are you? Yes, I'm able to immediately filter negative comments because I understand that it's a currency exchange. One negative Twitter comment is worth 1/1000th of an in-person comment. 1/1000th. It's like the cash value of a coupon, probably less than the cash value of a coupon. Most negative comments reveal more about the commenter than you. So usually within the first 4 or 5 words, I know what kind of negative comment. There's only like 4 different kinds of negative comments. There's a countless number of positive comments, but most negative comments represent a fashion of thinking, and there's just not that many fashions of thinking. So most negative comments are prefabricated thinking. I look at it, I go, okay, this follows a syntax structure, and I go, okay, fine. Like, very little of it is affecting me. It's more people just like registering with you what their fashion of thinking is. That's all. Favorite song tonight? Oh, we had some good ones. Sugary was killing. I love a good New Speedway Boogie. That was great tonight. And and then we did Deep Ellum Blues, and the harmonies were killer. And that was the first time we've ever done it. Love you too, Global Namaste. And my favorite meme, it used to be the ones where people just embraced death. I don't know why I thought it was so funny. Okay, you guys are awesome. I'm out. Have a great rest of your Friday night, the Friday after Thanksgiving. Don't take a shower. Don't shower. Just be grimy, man. Just have fun. And I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.